In 1992, the captain, or Kaftan Imran Khan, dragged a team that had nearly been written off completely. From the brink of elimination, they were going to get knocked out, straight to World Cup victory in cricket. He himself played through pain and through injury, and he became the sort of living embodiment of young Pakistani ambition. That was then. Today, that same man is locked up in a cell 8 by 10 feet. His family says he's not allowed phone calls, that he's being held in solitary confinement, that his health is failing, and he's lost nearly 85% of the vision in one eye. How did Pakistan's greatest sporting hero and its prime minister go from there to here? In this video, we're going to take a close look at what's going on with Imran Khan's health, what the Pakistan government is saying, why this case is echoing internationally, and who Imran Khan really is. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and sign up for our membership if you can. So before prison and before politics, before controversy, Imran Khan was a global sports icon. Of course, it didn't hurt that he was extremely good looking. The legendary cricketer captained Pakistan to its only Cricket World Cup victory in 1992. He became the Prime Minister of Pakistan, serving from 2018 to 2022. But his rise and fall has been anything but ordinary. Khan was removed from office through a parliamentary no-confidence motion in 2022 after a political crisis triggered the breakdown of relationships between his government and the very powerful Pakistani military. And since then, he faced a barrage of legal cases on corruption, state secrets, terrorism-related charges, and he and his party all insist that this is politically motivated. Imran Khan is currently incarcerated in the Adiala jail, where he's serving a sentence in a corruption case while also facing other sentences that could keep him in jail for a very, very long time. Khan himself was arrested in August 2023 with more than 100 charges that he's facing. He claims that it's all manufactured by the military to disqualify him from politics. What's happening now, remember, Imran Khan is now 73 years old, and according to his family and his lawyers, he's lost most of the vision in his right eye. Last month, he was diagnosed with what is called central retinal vein occlusion, a serious condition that restricts the blood flow to the retina, causing permanent vision loss. In February, he was taken under heavy security to Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences in Islamabad to receive eye injections. Hospital authorities say he's clinically stable and then returned him to jail. His lawyers say a few things. They say that his eye only has 15% vision left. His personal doctor has not been allowed to examine him. Family members have been completely denied any sort of access. His children, his 2 sons, and his sisters have not been allowed to speak to him. His son, Qasim Khan, has alleged medical neglect. He's directly blamed authorities for his father's deteriorating condition, saying that they ignored repeated pleas for treatment for days until it was too late. What is the government saying? The Pakistani government insists that Imran Khan is receiving proper medical care, that he's being treated in a public hospital, and procedures are being conducted on medical advice. They've also said that his condition has improved after the first round of treatment. They argue that all legal humanitarian requirements are being followed. Like I said, Khan's family is telling a different story. They've alleged solitary confinement, access to lawyers and relatives have been denied for months, even though court orders say he should be allowed bi-weekly visits. His sisters and senior members of his party actually staged protests outside the jail where he's being incarcerated, and they received tear gas and water cannons for that protest. In January, a petition seeking access to him was rejected by a court. His sister, Usma Khanum, said, right now we don't even know the condition of his eye because we're not allowed to meet him. The most serious allegation, though, comes from his other sister, Alima Khan, who publicly claimed that Pakistan's army chief, Asif Munir, is trying to kill Imran Khan. She said Imran Khan told her directly that he feared for his life in jail. She also claimed doctors privately warned the family of unexplained health conditions that happen in custody that could indicate slow poisoning. There's no medical evidence that's been presented publicly for this, but these are grave accusations. and nobody in the Pakistani establishment has responded to those accusations. This matter is now echoing across the world. In Britain, for example, remember, Khan has two children, two boys, both of whom are British citizens. So in the House of Lords, lawmakers across parties have described Imran Khan's treatment as deeply troubling. They have asked for medical transparency, family access, and fair legal proceedings. Some MPs have called his detention an international outrage. Others have urged the UK government to facilitate meetings between him and his sons, both of whom are British citizens. The British government says that it raises human rights concerns. It has raised the human rights concerns in Pakistan, but it has not done any direct intervention. Now, concerns over his health have also prompted an unusual intervention from the world of sport. 14 former international captains of cricket from around the world have written a letter to Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif expressing deep concern about Imran Khan's health, requesting that he be treated with, and I'm quoting here, dignity and basic human consideration. Among those who have signed that letter is our own Sunil Gavaskar, Kapil Dev, Ian Chappell, Clive Lloyd, Alan Border, Nasir Hussain, Steve Waugh, and several others. There's been no real response from the Pakistani government, and it seems extremely cruel at this point. So today, the man who once embodied Pakistani confidence is aging, he's unwell, and he's legally cornered. But what I must point out to you, for those of us who are watching, who have seen Imran Khan in his peak, this seems really unusual, especially if you're watching from a country like India. But we must realize that Pakistan functions very differently. In Pakistan, this is not an exception. This is actually a pattern that they have played out since independence. Let me give you a quick recap, right? Start from 1947. In the earliest years, Pakistan relied very heavily on a legal justification called the doctrine of necessity, a principle that allows basically extraordinary action by the state in order to restore power. So it allows the military to regularly step in and toss a democratically elected government out. Over time, that doctrine gave sweeping powers to law enforcement agencies and armed forces. And what we've seen is repeated military intervention. So Pakistan has spent 33 out of its total 77 years under direct military rule. First, you'll remember, was Ayub Khan, who seized power in 1958. He ruled for a decade, followed by Yahya Khan, whose short but catastrophic rule oversaw the political collapse that then resulted in Bangladesh with India's intervention in 1971. Then Zia-ul Haq, you'll remember, Pakistan's most controversial military dictator, who suspended all political activity. His civil institutions were completely gutted and hollowed out during his time, and aligned the country with the Mujahideen in Afghanistan at that time. It was one of the darkest chapters of that country. You'll remember Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who was the father of Benazir Bhutto. He founded the PPP, or the Pakistan People's Party. He was ousted in a military coup at the hands of Zia-ul Haq, who took control, charged Bhutto with the murder of a political rival, conducted a hurried trial with many irregularities, and sentenced him to death. And in a narrow 4-3 ruling, it was upheld, and he was actually hanged in Rawalpindi in the central jail. And decades later, in 2024, the Pakistan Supreme Court formally acknowledged that Bhutto did not receive a free or a fair trial. So what we're pointing out is basically the pattern of the Pakistani military and the way Pakistani politics actually functions. The last formal military takeover we saw was Pervez Musharraf, who took over and overthrew Nawaz Sharif. Nawaz Sharif was, of course, allowed to flee to the UK, where he lived in exile. And even without these direct coups, the Pakistani military is widely acknowledged to be the most powerful institution. It influences elections, it shapes governments, it determines political survival. And for any government to survive in Pakistan, they have to be at very good terms with the military. It was that relationship that actually collapsed for Imran Khan. Today, Pakistan technically functions as a democracy, but it's not really a democracy. Elections are held, parliament sits, courts operate, but it's really about the military that holds most of the power. And critics argue that civilian institutions are often used or pressured or, pushed to legitimize outcomes that are decided elsewhere. And against all of this backdrop, the rise and fall of Imran Khan does not appear as an exception to the rule. It appears as a part of a larger pattern that we have seen played out in Pakistan. So Imran Khan, Pakistan's most high-profile political prisoner today, to his supporters, he is a martyr. To his critics, he's a failed populist. To his observers, it's a symbol of Pakistan's unresolved struggle between civilian power, military power, and the need and the call for democracy. But we should also remember, for his family, for his sisters, for his sons, he's a loved one who is not being afforded basic human rights, as is listed out by the UN, which is followed by all countries. So as everybody looks towards Pakistan, again, it's an opportunity for Pakistan to decide who it really is as a country and a democracy.